Narcissus was the most beautiful boy who ever lived. It was said that his mother was a woodland nymph and his father a river god, yet Narcissus was born mortal. His only immortal quality was his godlike good looks. Wherever he went, girls flocked to him in droves. Though they cried, begged, and pleaded to be his, the boy would have none of them.
Narcissus, over here, over here! Out of my way, he's mine! I touched his hand! I really touched his hand!
Calm yourselves. What are you? Women are beasts. Give Narcissus some peace and quiet.
Please, Narcissus, make me your wife.
That's a laugh. Just look at yourselves. Obviously, none of you are worthy of Narcissus. When I meet one of you whose beauty rivals my own, then and only then will I love.
At this, the girls wilted.
But with such impossible standards, why give my hopes up?
In the region where Narcissus dwelt, there also lived a band of woodland nymphs. One in particular, a dim-witted and chatty nymph named Echo, happened to hear of Narcissus' legendary beauty one day.
Narcissus is his name. They say he's a complete dreamboat. What does that mean anyway? Dreamboat? Anyway, they say he's to die for. In fact, several girls already have. Died, that is. They committed suicide just to get his attention. Can you imagine? Committing suicide just to get someone's attention? Sounds pretty pathetic to me. I've never liked anyone that much, although I did have a thing for Apollo a while back. But who am I kidding? I'm a nymph. I have a thing for everyone.
The other nymph, whose ear Echo was bending, found a spot to interject.
Fascinating. By the way, Echo, will you do me a favor?
A favor? Oh, that sounds serious. Just last week, Artemis herself asked me to do her a favor. We were having the most lovely chat, but she suddenly got a leg cramp, so she asked me to go fetch her brother Apollo, you know, the god of medicine. When I came back, she must have gotten better because she was gone, but you know.
Great. I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm supposed to be meeting a friend here in a minute.
Well, that's so sweet. That reminds me of a friend I used to have. She was my best friend growing up. Did I ever tell you about her? She was a water nymph, so she was a bit wet behind the ears, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I haven't finished yet, dear. My friend's wife doesn't know we're meeting, so if she happens this way, maybe you could distract her.
Sure, that would be great. I mean, you are too planning some kind of surprise party for his wife or something. I love surprises. There was this one time when I found all my friends hiding from me, and when I asked why, they said they were throwing me a surprise party. But the strange part was, it wasn't even my birthday or anything.
That's nice. Well, my friend is waiting. Just remember, if his wife shows up, distract her.
Distract her? Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm probably not very good at distracting people. What I am supposed to say... Wait, what am I supposed to say? I'm not very good at coming up with stuff right off the top of my head.
You're doing pretty well right now. Just talk to her, Echo. Keep her entertained. Welcome her to our woods.
Oh, well, I can sure handle that all right. I mean, if our woods had an official greeter, I think it would be me. Most people say that I have an infectious personality. Or do they say infected? I can't remember. My memory's just not what it used to be. I was telling...
Gotta run. Bye. Idiot.
Echo's sister nymph disappeared into the underbrush.
Well, okay. Seems like everyone's in a hurry. No time to talk. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Echo smiled to herself and sat upon by the edge of a small, clear stream. She leaned over the rippling water and admired her reflection.
At least I always have you to listen. Talking to yourself is better than not talking at all.
Her mind soon returned to her mission.
I wonder who her mysterious married friend is. Surely it's not this Narcissus everyone's been talking about. No, it couldn't be him. He's not married. Plus, he's sworn to only love the one whose beauty equals his own. Teehee, I wonder.
She returned to her reflection. After staring into her own eyes for a time, she broke the surface with a slap of her hand.
Nah, probably not, but a nymph can dream, can't she?
Little did Echo know that the nymph's visitor was Zeus himself on yet another one of his extramarital escapades, and the wife that the nymph had mentioned was none other than the his vindictive queen, Hera. Echo had just fallen silent for once when she noticed the leaves of the trees vibrating about her.
I wonder what that is. You know, it could be an earthquake. The last time Poseidon caused one of those, I remember a whole...
The leaves shook themselves free from the trees and were caught up in a ferocious whirlwind. In the midst of this, there appeared a feminine form. Where is he?
The form of Hera solidified, and before Echo could react, the angered queen of Olympus was stalking towards her.
You there, nymph! Answer when you're spoken to.
Oh, you were talking to me? I'm sorry, I really didn't know for a second. In fact, I was kind of taken back by that dramatic entrance of yours. Do you do that all the time, or only when you're going to surprise parties?
Cut the chit-chat! Obviously, you're not she, but I bet you know where she is.
So you're looking for a she now? That's funny. When you first showed up, I thought you said he. I've always had a hearing impediment though, so it's no wonder. By the way, I'm Echo, and it's very nice to know that I'm not she, whoever that is, because you seem very intense about finding this mystery woman and this he you keep talking about. Say you're one of the goddesses, aren't you? Don't tell me. I'm good with faces. Aphrodite? You're Aphrodite, aren't you?
Hera's anger exploded in a burst of rage.
Silence! I would do the world a favor and cut out your prattling tongue, but as you might have noticed, I'm kind of in a hurry.
Echo closed her mouth sheepishly.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'm looking for Zeus. Perhaps you've heard of him? He's my husband. Now I know he's around here somewhere, frolicking in the fence rows with one of you little harebrained hussies.
Oh, I must say, I have seen your husband. Let me congratulate you for marrying so well. I have my own eye on a high-born lad as well. So that must mean that you are Hera, Queen of Heaven? Oh my, I forgot to curtsy. You must think I am the rudest nymph who ever lived.
Hera's eyes filled with flames of hatred.
I thought I saw Zeus once, only from a distance, but then my friend told me that it was only a cloud. But you know, I could have sworn it was him. He's the one with the big beard, right? Sometimes I get you all confused. If you've seen one god, you've seen them all. That's what I say.
The barren trees burst into flames. Hera grabbed her frightened nymph by the wrist.
Either you tell me where they are, or you're gonna be a worthless pile of ash.
My, I'm so sorry. I apologize, my queen. They're here, or somewhere close by. I just get so nervous and I can't stop talking.
There was a flash of light away through the trees, and Hera's gaze jerked towards it. Something bright shot heavenward, leaving behind a cloud-like trail.
There he goes. There he goes. I knew it. He will pay for this. He will rue the day he ever...
Well, that's great, Your Majesty. You know, I'm so happy that I could help. I always say it's better to help people than...
Help? I was going to catch him red-handed. I wanted to watch him while I ground his little playmate into the fertilizer. But you kept me from it with that blasted tongue of yours.
You know, I can tell you're upset with me, but I think it's always best to get a good night's sleep before you make any hasty decisions. I mean, you definitely don't want to do anything you regret. Like this one time, my uncle...
You don't learn, do you? Fine. So one floozy has flown the coop, but you'll make a fine replacement.
The nymph began to back away.
Since you are so fond of the sound of your own voice, Echo, you are forever cursed. You always wanted the last word, didn't you? Well, now you'll have it.
Hera snapped her fingers, wiped her hands clean, and gazed coolly at the nymph.
No need to thank me for sparing your life. No need to thank me for sparing your life. And for future reference, stay away from my husband.
Then Hera was gone. Echo couldn't believe it. She was sure that Hera would kill her, but here she was alive. She was cursed, whatever that meant. There was a rustling in the bush, and Echo's sister nymph appeared, looking quite frightened.
Thanks for stalling her, Echo. We heard her yelling. What did she do to you?
To you.
In surprise, Echo brought her fingers to her lips. They had acted without her control. She had meant to say so much more.
What? I don't understand. I heard her yell something about being cursed.
Cursed. Cursed.
Huge tears formed in Echo's eyes. Then her sister nymph perceived what had happened.
Oh, Echo, I'm so sorry for you.
For you.
Echo ran from the grove.
Where are you going?
As she ran, she covered her mouth. She did not wish to answer, but her lips moved of their own will.
Going.
Her voice was lost forever. From that time on, Echo lived apart from the other nymphs. She couldn't stand the sight of them. They were so frivolous and carefree. She had been that way once. Now she only wanted to be alone in her misery. Yet one day, as she sat within the damp cave, she now called her home. She heard a voice not far off, the voice of a young man.
Let's see those hags while Narcissus here. It's almost a crime for such good looks to be out here in the middle of the wilderness, where no one can behold my glory. It's an absolute waste. But look, even nature is less beautiful than Narcissus. Go.
Narcissus.
She crept to the mouth of her cave to get a glimpse of the legendary boy. Once she beheld his golden face, her heart was revived. Everything he was, the legend said. A mortal beauty with no rival.
Look on me, nature. See that the gods have created something truly perfect in Narcissus. Something that is completely worthy of the word we love.
Love.
Narcissus was marching away proudly, addressing the forest around him. Echo fell silently into step behind him. A new hope had entered her heart. How many had failed to entice this boy? Maybe she was the one who would at last be his match. But she would have no words to profess her love. But she told herself, true love needs no words.
Who dares interrupt the walk of Narcissus? If you've come for a glimpse of my beauty, take it and be on with your miserable little life. I said, who's there?
Here.
Alright, you've had your look. Now be on your way. Well, what do you want? A souvenir? A lock of hair of Narcissus? I don't think so. The only hand that will ever touch my hair will be the hand of my wife.
Why?
I would rather die than give a homely creature like you power over me.
Power over me? Over me?
Oh, please, don't sulk. You look bad enough as it is. Yikes.
As Echo watched him disappear into the trees, something crumbled inside her. Even though her lips could not speak it, she formed a prayer in her mind. She prayed that some god above or below would make Narcissus come to know the same heartbreak she had felt. It was Nemesis, the goddess of retribution, who heard her prayer. Narcissus continued through the forest and came at last to a secluded pool. Its waters were so clear and its surface so completely undisturbed that nothing obscured its mirror-like surface.
Even Narcissus, a god among men, grows thirsty and must drink.
The boy bent to the waters but stopped short. There, just below the surface, was the most glorious creature he had ever seen. There was an odd feeling in his chest, an unfamiliar tinkling accompanied by a lightness of the mind.
Fool, what are you? You have at last made Narcissus feel loved.
He examined the flawless face intently. There they were, the very features he had imagined, the shining eyes, the pink lips, even the lustrous hair of his dreams.
Only I, among all living things, can rival your beauty, sweet one. Speak, what is the name of the gods who have given you such splendor?
His love did not answer, only stared back at him expectantly.
Don't be so coy. Surely you are some goddess or some nymph. Speak, you have nothing to fear.
No reply.
Please, you must tell me your name. I will die if I do not hear it.
Nothing.
What prevents you from speaking? Are you under some spell? Are you trapped in this magical pool? Come, let your love, Narcissus, free you from this prison.
He reached into the pool, searching for the form to match the face, but this disturbed the surface of the water.
No, don't go. I will die if you leave me. There, you're returning. You looked scared before. You did not want to leave me either, did you?
The boy reseated himself by the side of the pool.
So, my love, you are trapped in a pool. What does that matter to me while I can still gaze upon your beautiful face? I will sit here by your side as long as my life endures.
There Narcissus sat, day after day, admiring his love, never suspecting her true identity. At length, his stomach cried out for food and his throat for water, but he would not leave his love, not even for a moment. Neither would he ever again dare to break the surface of her mystical pool.
I would rather die than leave you here, my love.
At the last head of Narcissus, at last, the head of Narcissus fell forward upon his chest, and a final word escaped from his lips.
Farewell.
Only Echo, watching from the woods behind, was there to witness the death she had prayed to bring about.
Farewell. Farewell.
The soul of Narcissus slipped down into the underworld. As Sharon rode the boy's spirit across the river Styx, Narcissus could not help glancing into the black waters at his side, searching for one last glimpse of his one and only love. On the bank where Narcissus had died, there sprang from the ground the beautiful flower which still bears his name. As for Echo, she returned to her cave. She regretted the prayer that ended the life of her love. Her regret began to eat her away. She wandered deeper and deeper and faded into the shadows. Her bones became stone. Her sinewy arms reached up and joined the rocky roof of the cave. Her legs hardened into the floor. All that remained of her was a distant voice. So even to this day, when man journeys to where darkness and stone rule, he can still hear Echo, stealing his voice and making it her own.